This
What
is your
going on,
weekly
everybody?
moment
I'm
of
so happy to be
growth.
back to be doing the weekly moment of growth. And, I took the last couple weeks off because I really wanted to focus on myself for a bit. I wanted to kind of step back and recharge, relook at what I'm doing from a content standpoint, relook at everything from a business standpoint and all that stuff. And also, I just recently, a couple days ago, celebrated my 35th birthday. So 35 years on this planet. And, I was able to kind of take the month of August off and truly focus on things that are super important to me. And during that time, I really started to think about my mentors. I started to think about all the interviews that I've done on this show. And I started to think about my life experiences and the lessons that I've learned in the 35 years on this planet. And as I get older, the crazy thing is I know I learn more and more every single day and even more every single year. And I start to implement a lot of that, and it helps me get to the next level. But as I get older, I realize I don't know all the secrets yet. I don't know how to live the perfect life. I'm trying, I'm learning every day, and I'm getting closer every single day, whatever perfect looks like. But I'm really just trying to enjoy what is happening in my life right now, the business success and the fact that I'm now coaching people in their business and all that stuff. And I think really the things that I've learned over the 35 years in life and business, and a lot of the things I'm going to share in this episode, I think these are the things that are changing my life for the better, where I have found happiness, where I have created strong, lasting relationships, where I have created a successful business on my own, and I've connected with some of the most amazing people on the planet. And really, the most important thing is, what are my takeaways? And I don't mean financially. I mean, what are my takeaways in life, in happiness, in growth, in all of these things? And so I wanted to share the 35 top lessons I've learned in my first 35 years. Now, the crazy thing about how this works, right? I think a lifetime can happen in a year or two. I mean, I've learned most of these life lessons in the last couple years, but some I've learned as a young kid. And it's just about that reminder and those little switches that it's great to hear sometimes. And so I jotted 35 lessons down, and I just wanted to share these with you and my thoughts on a number of them. And the first life lesson that I've learned is something that I say a lot on this show, and it's something that I learned from somebody I respect greatly, and that is Ed Mylett. And he had taught me that life is happening for us, not to us. Now, I think I've known this my whole life. I just didn't know how to verbalize it, and he perfectly summed it up with, life is happening for us, not to us. And when we think about that saying in general, that allows us not to play the victim. That puts us in power. That allows us to say, yes, this happened to me, but it is up to me to make it greater. And that is why I have that as number one on this 35 life lessons that I've learned in the first 35 years. Second, happiness is real. There are so many people on this planet who I send my heart out to that are battling with depression and sadness and loss. But I want to let people know that happiness is something that is attainable. Happiness is a choice. I wake up every single morning and I am happy. Yeah, there are days that are tough. Yes, there are moments I don't want to deal with, but happiness is real. Life lesson number 3, we must never stop growing. I live by the 1% rule, and that is something that I make sure every single day I try and dial in every single day and grow a little bit every single day, just that 1%. And the compound effect of growing is you reach your goals at the end of the day. Whatever is not growing is dead. Just remember that we must never stop growing. Life lesson number 4, giving unconditionally is a necessity. This is something that without the art of giving unconditionally, you will not have the successes and the relationships and the friendships and the loved ones that you want. We must give to the people who need to be given things. We must give to the people who give to us. Giving unconditionally is not a choice. It is a necessity for life. Life lesson number 5, failure is a blessing. Every single time I failed, I have failed forward, and I have learned. I have learned from every single failure, whether that is in business, whether that is in love, whether that is in life. I've learned from every single failure, and it is a blessing. But we have to make sure that we are learning from our failures instead of sitting in our shit. So understand that a failure is a lesson, and it is a blessing. So embrace them now. Number 6, your life is now. Stop waiting around for the things that you think are perfect in your life. Stop waiting around to start your goals. Stop waiting around to try and reach that $1 million mark. Stop waiting around to fall in love. Stop waiting around to create the life that you want, because life is happening right now. There's nothing promising us tomorrow. And I want to make sure that you have no regrets. So understand that life is happening right now. Enjoy this moment right now. Number 7, create experiences, not memories. If we are constantly focused on creating the next experience, creating the next thing we can enjoy, whether that's a trip, an event, an adventure, whatever it is, create experiences and understand they will become memories. But if we are just creating experiences, we're building our life to be successful and fun. So create experiences, not memories. Number 8, being vulnerable unlocks greatness. When I started this journey of being open and vulnerable about the things that I've gone through, about the things that have hurt me, about the things that I've done wrong, that's when greatness started to take place in my life. That's when I attracted the right people. That's when my business grew. So understand that being vulnerable unlocks greatness. Life lesson number 9, travel. Experience the world, experience this country, experience your city, your state, everything. Just travel. Get out and experience, because when you travel, you learn. You run into people that you would have never run into before, and every single person that I meet, I learn from. Just understand that travel is amazing. Number 10, we are enough. I am enough. You are enough. We live in a world where social media runs us, and everything looks so great on the outside for everybody, and it makes us feel like we're not enough, like we're not successful enough, we're not enough for our loved ones, we can't give enough, we can't be enough. But I want you to understand that you are enough. You are enough for you. You are enough for everybody. You are enough for this world. You are enough for your goals. Just understand that we are all enough. Number 11, forgiveness is necessary. If you don't forgive, you're holding on to these grudges that you're going to carry with you, and they're going to drag you down. Look, you don't have to forgive to make the other person feel better. Forgiveness is for yourself. Forgive the people who have hurt you. Take a moment right now, and I want you to think about somebody who's hurt you and that has not come to a close yet, whether that be in your life or personally. Just think about that person and forgive them right now. Just forgive them. Let that pain and that struggle that you've dealt with over the last whatever, let it go. Forgive them now. And if it's you that you have to forgive yourself, because forgiveness is necessary. Number 12, thoughts aren't real. They're just thoughts. They're fleeting. We have 50,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are negative. Just understand that thoughts are not real. Now, the important part is thoughts can become reality, but we have to allow that to happen. So focus on your positive thoughts and then make them a reality, because before you take any action, thoughts aren't real. They're fleeting. Number 13, gratitude is the foundation of happiness. Without daily practices of gratitude, without understanding the gifts that we have, we would not be happy. So you must start to build gratitude, daily acts of gratitude, understanding that we are blessed with what we have will create happiness for yourself. Number 14, trust your gut. Intuition is real, folks. That feeling that you get when you meet the wrong type of person, listen to that. Understand that that is the universe, the energies, God, whatever you believe, that is that person, that thing, that spiritual energy giving you a sign. Trust your gut. Number 15, take care of yourself first. I talk about this a lot. We have to make sure that our cup is full, because if we don't have a full cup, we can't pour into others. So we have to make sure that every single day we're taking care of ourselves first. We're setting up ourselves for success, because once that cup is full, it begins to overflow, and what it overflows is for everybody else. Number 16, I love imperfection. I've fallen in love with the fact that perfection is not real. And I've fallen in love with imperfection, and you have to as well. We have to understand that we are imperfect, the world is imperfect, and every single time we encounter somebody who's imperfect, it is beautiful. So fall in love with imperfection. Number 17, don't ever stop learning. I learn from every single person I encounter, whether it is my 9-year-old nephew or that is the people that I interview on the show. I'm constantly learning, because I know that I do not know it all. So we have to continuously learn. That's through reading, through listening to podcasts like this one, from going to events, whatever it may be, continue to learn. Number 18, be honest with yourself. Be honest about your downfalls. Be honest about the things that aren't perfect. Be honest about those things, because when you're honest about those things, you can address them. We hide our things that we don't like about ourselves. So if you can be honest with them, and you don't have to share them with the world, but be honest with them with your loved ones. Be honest with them with yourself. And once you start to do that, you can start to fix those things that you don't like about yourself. You can start to get better. So be honest with yourself. Number 19, stress is a choice. It is our choice to be stressed out over the things that are happening in our life. There are moments where there's a lot going on in all of our lives, right? We're juggling 10,000 things. For me, I'm shifting my business. I'm planning Growth Now Movement Live 2. I'm balancing a relationship. I have my family. I have all these things. I'm not stressed about it because stress is a choice. I have the ability to go and do these things, and I'm choosing not to be stressed out about them. So just understand that stress is a choice. Number 20, the end goal does not matter. At the end of this life, we all are doing one thing, and that's dying. So it doesn't matter what you're chasing. I promise you that if your end goal is $1 million, when you reach that $1 million, you will want 10 million. The end goal does not matter. Number 21, stop overthinking everything. I was the biggest victim of this. I overthought literally everything. I overthought how people said certain things. I overthought what people thought about me. I overthought the way that I would interact with people, and it crippled me. It stopped me from it stopped me from reaching my dreams. So stop overthinking everything. Number 22, your pain matters. Don't allow anybody to say toughen up. Don't allow anybody to say stiffen up that upper lip. But I will say this. Your pain is important to your growth. We have to feel the pain. We have to live in the pain. We have to acknowledge the pain. But then we do have to move forward. Don't allow your pain to cripple you, but understand that your pain does matter, and don't let anybody tell you differently. Number 23, life is hard, and that's okay. Number 24, action heals anxiety. We get anxious about the things we allow that we allow build up. We allow these things to build up inside of us. We start to worry about something, and then it gets to a level of anxiety. Understand that if you just take action, anxiety will dissipate. Number 25, life is short. Whether you die at the age of 13, 30, 50, or 100, life is short. We're always going to be laying on our deathbed with regrets, wishing we did more, wishing we loved more, wishing we forgave more. So live as if life is short. Embrace the fact that we don't have forever. And love this moment because life is short. Number 26, nobody else can make you happy. I used to think that when I found the person who could love me because I didn't love me, I would be happy. And people came along and I believed they loved me, but it didn't make me happy. It was up to me to make myself happy, and it's up to you to make yourself happy. And if you're not happy right now, think about the things you can do right now to create that happiness for yourself, because we cannot rely on others to do it for us. Number 27, learn from children. I learn all the time from the kids that are in my life, my nieces and nephews and others, and I learn by watching. And I learn that they live carefree. They enjoy the moments. They have fun. They are the perfect people to learn mindfulness from, to understand that living in the moment is all that matters, and to have fun. It's okay to get dirty every once in a while. Number 28, we teach others how to treat us by how we are treating ourselves. I'll say that again. We teach others how to treat us by how we are treating ourselves. How are you talking to yourself? What's your dialogue? This is something that I still have to work on. But what is your dialogue with yourself right now? Are you talking to yourself in a way that you wouldn't allow somebody else to talk to you? Just understand that we are teaching others how to treat us. Number 29, people lie, and that's okay. And I'll tell you why. When people lie to you, it's usually not meant to hurt you, even though it does. But it's not meant to hurt you. It's to make themselves feel better. Just understand that people who lie are going through pain, and they have to go through that pain. Don't take on the burden of their lies. Don't feel their pain. Allow them to work through it. Number 30, you can't change other people. Now, just because you can't change other people doesn't mean you have to kick them out of your life. You just have to change who you are. You have to adapt. You have to be the bigger person. You know, when I was in relationships in the past, or I've seen other relationships in the past where it becomes this, I was a jerk because they were a jerk. Well, no, you don't cure jerkness by being a jerk. You have to change. And hopefully other people change with you. Just understand that we cannot change other people. They have to change themselves. Number 31, time is our most valuable asset. Like I said before, life is short and we only have a limited amount of time. We have to understand that our time is important and we cannot allow others to dictate that. Make sure that you're not wasting a single moment of your day. Number 32, we are exactly where we are supposed to be. We are exactly where we are supposed to be. We chose this. It wasn't somebody else who put us in the place that we're in, whether we're happy with it or not. It wasn't somebody else who got us there. It was our choices that we had made yesterday or the year before or the 3 years before. But we are exactly where we are supposed to be. So if you're not happy, what is life doing for you right now? What's it teaching you right now that you need to create a better tomorrow? Take that action now, but just understand we are where we are supposed to be. Stop beating yourself up. Number 33, change is inevitable, but all that matters is how you react to it. One of my favorite quotes is life is 90% of, or 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to what happens to you. Change is going to happen. How are you going to react to it? Number 34, don't allow others to write your story. You're holding the pen on this one. So whatever you want in your life, start writing it down. I want you to create your own life. I want you to create your own happiness, and I want you to create your own story. And number 35, all that matters is right now. All that matters is right now, guys. In this moment when you're listening to this, that's what matters. And when you go on to the next thing, that's what matters. Yeah, we have to focus on the big goal. We have to focus on what we want to do next because that gives us direction. But we have to understand that all that matters is right now. Live in the moment. Put your phone down. Interact with the people that you love. Enjoy this moment right now because this is all that we have. It can be taken away from us in a minute, in a second. You could walk outside and get hit by a bus. You could fall over dead in 2 seconds from now. So we have to enjoy every single moment. And this is the only moment right now that we are promised. And you know, as I just passed my 35th year, and I'm now sharing with you my longest moment of growth of all time, I realized that even in these 35 life lessons, I have to constantly remind myself to focus on them, to get better. I have to understand that just because it's something that I've done right a couple times doesn't mean I've mastered it. But as I continue to grow and I put in new routines and I focus on the right things, a lot of what I just shared in these 35 life lessons, when I focus on these things, I understand that success and happiness and all the things that I enjoy begin to happen. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me for 20 minutes on this weekly moment of growth. I'm so happy to be back, and I want to thank you guys for coming along on this ride. And I know I've done this a couple times on these moments of growth, but I can't tell you how grateful and blessed I am that anybody listens. And hey, look, if you've made it this far and you're still listening to me, share this episode out. Share it on social media, share it on Facebook, on Instagram, share it with one or two people that you think would benefit from it. Obviously, we want to spread this message of consistent growth. We want to allow people to understand that we can always create a better tomorrow. And, I thank you guys again for everything, and I'll see you next